afternoon. It is good to be back with you. I thought I would give a little bit of updates now that I am a little bit settled and tell you a little bit more about not only registering and getting set up as a delegate for General Conference, but also what the schedule is going to be. There have been some updated information that has come out in the Daily Christian Advocate website. And so the Daily Christian Advocate there's a website that you can log into. All delegates have access to this. If you're not a delegate, you can log in and it helps you track legislation. You can set up an account. You have to pay if you're not a delegate. That helps you kind of track things a little bit more easily, but continue to follow United Methodist Communications for a lot of that schedule info. But there were some new things posted this afternoon, some updated schedules, some of the things, updated reports. You'd have to look at them side by side, I think, to know exactly what has been updated. But I wanted to remind you, if you are coming and if you've got to register, certainly delegates, my guess is for visitors as well. When you get here, you go to registration and you're going to get a name badge. And in order to get your name badge, delegates, please make sure that you have your credential card and a photo ID. So I said this in an earlier video, driver's license, passport, and your name badge has a QR code. I'm not showing you my QR code. But that is what I think, are going to use to log you into a lot of things. One of the things that they did use it for is to get our translation devices. So at General Conference, all of the sessions are translated into a number of languages. On the translation devices, there's also sign language as well. The languages are English, French, Portuguese, Spanish, Russian, Kiswahili, Tagalog, Korean, German. And the way that it works, and I certainly remember from 2019, there were a couple of translation channels that got interesting at certain points, is that you set it to the language that you want to listen to. You can also just set it to hear what's on the floor at the microphone. And so for me, I would set it to English. And I would really mainly need to listen when somebody who is speaking one of the other languages comes to the microphone to speak in their language, and it would be translated into English. And so everybody wears translation devices because of the languages, right? So because people are speaking in different languages. So everybody gets a translation device that only works in the room. It's numbered, like I'm sure our voting devices, so they will be, so that they can track them. But that's a neat thing you might not have thought of if you haven't been before. If you have, you've seen the translation devices. They look, to my memory, they look really identical, similar to what we've used before. People are continuing to arrive. A number of folks, we did see a lot of folks around the convention center. International delegates, as I mentioned before, are going through a special orientation, and U.S. delegates will be arriving tomorrow if they're not already here. Things are going on for some standing committees, and committees that are part of the business of General Conference are meeting today and tomorrow. And tomorrow, the heads of delegations will be meeting. As you look at the schedule tomorrow, they'll be meeting in the evening. Also, interpretation, not translation. Excuse me, I got that wrong. So interpretation, I've got my husband, my producer, off to the side. Interpretation, not translation, for the devices. And also, we're really grateful to all of those who are volunteering at General Conference, include those who are serving as marshals and pages, help track all of the business. That includes one of my colleagues, DS Johnsy Cogman, who is an expert. She's a pro. She's been doing this for a while, serving as part of the marshals and pages team. And so they're going to be getting orientation tomorrow as well. So in terms of the schedule, most things for most delegates actually begin at 9:30 a.m. on Tuesday. And we'll be spending the morning doing orientation. So 9:30 a.m. on Tuesday is when orientation begins for delegates, for all of the delegates. We'll have opening worship at 2 p.m. We'll have a break, and then we'll go into plenary. And so Tuesday really is everybody together, looks like, from the schedule. And then it's Wednesday as we continue with plenary and everybody together worship. And it really is not until Wednesday evening that we break to begin breaking into legislative committees. So that's the schedule of how we'll be moving through things. you can watch all of, my understanding is all of the plenary, all of the full group sessions. You can watch those on the United Methodist General Conference website. I'll drop that in comments or in the description so that you can track all that is happening. I hope that you'll join us. And you can see the schedule online. And so please check out the General Conference website so that you can drop in on the happenings and you can know what to expect each day. So thank you. Look forward to having some more check-ins. If you've got questions, if you're interested in something that's happening at General Conference, let me know. And I'd love to follow up and try to mention that in a video. Thanks. And if you are watching on YouTube, you can, or on Facebook, you can follow or like the page so that you get updates whenever I post a new video.